It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. Your mind is the first battlefield. Every encounter begins with the posture you assume, the calm you project, the clarity with which you observe. Seduction is not flattery, it is command of presence. Your emotions are the terrain. Master them, or they master you. Recognize the impulses that pull you toward approval or anxiety. Each glance, each word, each pause is a maneuver on the field. Move deliberately, like a predator weighing options before striking. Hesitation betrays weakness. Confidence, measured and controlled, signals authority without aggression. Surface charm captivates the untrained observer. People often reveal more than they intend, through fleeting expressions, subtle tone changes, or the tension in their body. These glimpses are your intelligence. Observe without judgment, record silently and adjust accordingly. High-stakes influence requires attention to these details. Missing them is like neglecting an open flank in battle. In conversation, when someone contradicts you calmly but firmly, acknowledge their perspective, maintain your composure, and steer the exchange toward clarity rather than conflict. Leadership in presence requires steadiness, not insistence. Your mind must function like a throne room. Every decision, every reaction emanates authority. Stand, sit, or move with intention. A voice measured and calm holds more power than volume or haste. Silence is a weapon. It draws others into revealing themselves, their desires, their hesitations. Let them commit to the field first. It gives you the advantage. Recognize patterns, anticipate responses, and act strategically. Do not surrender to impulse. Project value in every gesture and statement, allowing your influence to accrue naturally. Command requires elimination of clutter, both mental and social. Reject distractions that dilute presence. Focus on interactions that matter, conversations that challenge or elevate. Scarcity amplifies desire. Selectivity is not arrogance but precision. In moments of disagreement, a neutral tone combined with steady posture reinforces your authority without escalating tension. Your gaze should be patient but unwavering. Your attention is currency, spend it intentionally. Weak, react to every comment. Strong, respond with calm consideration. The stakes are high because mastery of presence is the gateway to trust, attention, and attraction. Failure is obscurity. Success is influence that feels inevitable. Each calculated gesture builds momentum. Every step, pause, and word is a strategic strike. Maintain the rhythm of observation and action. Internalize discipline as armor. Project patience as a weapon. Understand that others respond to energy and composure more than persuasion. Every measured interaction strengthens your position. Execute decisively. Control your emotional field. Observe without interference. Guide without coercion. Protect boundaries as a general defends the citadel. Let others reveal their intentions first. React with measured precision. Build a presence that draws respect rather than demands it. Transform ordinary interactions into arenas of influence. Measured, purposeful, and deliberate. Stand as a figure whose calm is the edge of inevitability. Every glance and word must serve strategy. Do not rush, do not plead, do not bend. Collect information silently, act visibly with intention, and leave an impression without forcing it. Recognize that influence flows toward those who embody command without aggression. Let your presence be a throne others approach willingly, not coerced. Your mastery begins internally and radiates outward. Declare your dominion over the battlefield of attention. Let patience guide action. Let observation inform movement. Execute with the precision of a trained strategist. Strength does not shout, it resonates. Presence does not demand, it attracts. Influence is the quiet accumulation of control, respect, and clarity. Move through social space like a predator surveying terrain, aware, measured, prepared, unshakable. Own your ground before attempting to claim another's. Stabilize your mind, steady your gaze, and act with intention. Each interaction becomes a chess move, each pause a calculated advantage. Let every action reflect mastery, every silence convey authority. Stand firm without rigidity, speak with clarity, listen with awareness. Let your calm be magnetic, your energy deliberate. High stakes demand high discipline. Every misstep diminishes presence. Every deliberate choice enhances it. Observe, wait, act. Influence accrues to those who combine patience with precision. Guard your internal battlefield. Cultivate composure. Project authority that is felt, not forced. Every interaction is a test of strategic presence. Navigate it with awareness and purpose. Claim your throne in every room, in every exchange. Be deliberate, be composed, be observant. Seduction is mastery of self projected outward, not conquest through force. Each glance, each pause, each word is a maneuver that builds authority and respect. Presence is the weapon. Clarity is the armor. Patience is the strategy. Control yourself, and others will naturally respond. I am the master of my battlefield. Your mind is the fortress from which all influence radiates. Every thought is a brick in the wall of your internal kingdom. Every emotion a river that can either erode or reinforce your defenses. To seduce with presence, you must first command this domain. Self-possession is your crown. Uncertainty is the enemy. Stand vigilant over your mental landscape. Observe impulses without surrendering to them. Recognize when desire, approval-seeking, or fear arise, and neutralize their pull before they affect your actions. Mastery of your internal state is the foundation of irresistible authority. Command your narrative. Like a sovereign shaping the perception of a court, control the story you tell yourself. Internal dialogue determines outward aura. Speak to yourself with clarity, discipline, and decisiveness. When doubts surface, confront them as you would a disloyal advisor, neutralizing hesitation before it spreads. Project calm authority. Let others sense that your mind is orderly and disciplined. Weak, react to passing emotions. Strong, evaluate, adjust, and move forward with intention. Your inner voice must echo the strategic clarity you wish to project. Emotion is currency. Desire, intrigue, and curiosity are not weaknesses but tools. Regulate their flow to maintain strategic advantage. When interest or tension arises in interactions, respond deliberately, not impulsively. Let measured attraction accumulate rather than forcing outcomes. Those who control their emotional field navigate social and psychological landscapes with precision. Your calm allows others to reveal themselves, creating insight you can use ethically to guide the rhythm of engagement. Tension here is calm confidence. It signals boundaries and respect. Invisible power is the subtle energy that draws attention without overt action. Presence is rarely verbal, it is sensed. The most magnetic figures often wait, observing, letting others act first. Watch micro-expressions, body language and tone. React with intention rather than reflex. In a disagreement, maintain posture and steady voice, acknowledging the perspective of the other without conceding your position. Calm leadership converts potential conflict into mutual understanding, reinforcing authority without coercion. Take command of your mental throne with routine. Daily reflection, meditation, or strategic planning strengthens focus and discipline. Mental clarity enhances decisiveness and charisma. Every interaction becomes an extension of your internal order. Treat each social environment like a court. Your behavior signals competence, reliability, and composure. Adjust your engagement based on observation rather than impulse. Let presence, not persuasion, shape outcomes. Command your attention. Choose where you focus. Allocate it to what amplifies influence and strengthens your position. Refrain from distractions that dilute energy or presence. Exercise patience. Let engagement unfold with intention. Recognize that others sense and respond to controlled energy. Projecting authority through mental discipline creates gravitational pull in social spaces. Let your calm, steady focus be the standard others unconsciously measure themselves against. Every decision you make must reinforce your throne. Prioritize clarity, purpose, and integrity in thought and action. Avoid overreaction. Instead, calibrate responses based on observation. Let your energy be deliberate. Anticipate reactions, but never manipulate coercively. By regulating your internal world, you create external influence. Presence becomes your weapon, and composure your shield. Each measured action builds your reputation as someone whose authority is felt, not demanded. Train your mind like an army trains for battle. Drill focus, patience, and observation. Remove mental clutter that diminishes precision. Project strength through calm. Harness emotions strategically. Let curiosity and interest guide ethical engagement. Silence can be as powerful as speech. Wait to act, ensuring every step aligns with your strategic purpose. Observe before intervening. Influence accrues to those who embody clarity and steadiness. Command the field without visible effort. Let others disclose intentions first. Navigate interactions as a strategist navigates a battlefield. Presence, discipline, and controlled energy dictate perception. Each interaction is a chess move. Observe, anticipate, and respond with deliberate timing. Protect your mental stronghold. The external world responds to the order you maintain internally. Presence is authority, measured and magnetic. Let observation guide action. Maintain unwavering internal authority. Every thought, every emotion, every impulse is accounted for. Cultivate composure, patience, and strategic awareness. Engage with clarity, allowing others to reveal themselves before acting. Project confidence through posture, voice, and demeanor. Your throne is secure when your mind is disciplined, your presence measured, and your influence ethical yet compelling. Let calm control radiate outward. I am sovereign of my mind and master of my presence. Each morning is the first battlefield of your day. How you begin sets the tone for every interaction, every opportunity, and every impression. The opening hours are armor for your presence, and discipline is your weapon. Approach the day with intentionality. Ritualized dominance creates a foundation others unconsciously respect. Controlled routines signal authority before a word is spoken. Wake with purpose. Align posture, breathing, and thought to project readiness. This is not vanity, it is strategic preparation. Strength in the morning translates directly into influence throughout the day. Adopt the hunter's mindset. Treat social encounters as territories to navigate with tactical precision. Observe environments before engaging. Assess potential alliances and vulnerabilities. Approach conversations with measured awareness, noting body language, tone, and subtle shifts in energy. Patience ensures that you act at the optimal moment rather than reacting impulsively. In a meeting where colleagues disagree over priorities, maintain calm posture and measured speech. Acknowledge perspectives without conceding authority. Lead the interaction with composed guidance, allowing others to reveal intentions first. This demonstrates competence and poise without coercion. Setting the stage is equally crucial. Appearance, posture, and subtle cues create the terrain on which influence is waged. Invest in visual and behavioral consistency that signals competence and self-possession. Clothing, grooming, and body alignment function as armor in social battles. Small gestures, eye contact, measured pacing, deliberate hand placement communicate authority before words are exchanged. Weak, rush through preparation. Strong, treat the morning as strategic positioning. Subtle control of personal space and timing signals readiness and focus. Each visible cue reinforces presence, demonstrating that attention to detail is non-negotiable. Your morning routine is also a rehearsal for mental clarity. Use the first moments to focus attention, prioritize tasks, and anticipate potential challenges. Mental preparation complements physical readiness. Visualize interactions as a chessboard, with each move influencing the next. Identify which engagements require caution and which demand decisive action. By organizing thought and intention early, you create momentum that carries through the day. Efficiency and poise become apparent to others, building unconscious respect and influence. Maintain vigilance against distraction. Early discipline prevents erosion of focus later. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Structure time to consolidate energy. This preparation reduces reactive behavior and increases the impact of each interaction. Calm, deliberate engagement creates a rhythm that others follow naturally. Every choice, from attire to conversation tone, signals strategic awareness. Presence is magnified when the internal environment is controlled and purposeful. Move deliberately through the world as if surveying a battlefield. Every room entered is territory, every conversation is terrain to assess. Let observation precede action. Engage with clarity, but avoid unnecessary force. Influence arises from perception of control, not from loudness or aggression. Evaluate potential outcomes and adjust posture, tone, and ending accordingly. Treat each encounter as an opportunity to reinforce authority through composed execution. Begin every day with intention, discipline, and focus. Strength in the morning sets the standard for all that follows. Command presence through routine, observation, and controlled energy. Let readiness be evident in posture, voice, and demeanor. Project calm authority that draws attention and respect without requiring overt assertion. Each morning is a campaign. Prepare, position, and move with precision. I command my day before it begins. Stillness is your weapon. Silence creates opportunity, and calm presence commands attention. In any interaction, the pause before action reveals more than words ever could. Let others speak first, expose intentions, and reveal desires. Observation in these moments provides intelligence that guides action with precision. Like a predator waiting at the edge of the hunt, you gain advantage through controlled patience. Do not rush. Hesitation is tactical misstep, not weakness. Every movement, every gesture becomes deliberate when grounded in inner composure. Pause before strike. Allow the other person to disclose preferences, inclinations, and emotional cues. Each revelation is a map of vulnerabilities and motivation. Use this insight ethically to respond with clarity and intention. Avoid manipulation. Instead, let information guide the rhythm of engagement. In a disagreement over project direction, maintain posture, measured tone, and calm eye contact. Acknowledge differing opinions without conceding authority. This signals strength and steadiness, turning potential conflict into a controlled exchange. Weak, interrupt or react immediately. Strong, wait, absorb, act with precision. Magnetic presence emerges from stillness. Quiet observation amplifies influence. A calm gaze holds more weight than loud assertion. Movement should be minimal but deliberate. Align gestures with intent. Do not fill space with unnecessary action. Presence is perceived through consistency and control. Let others feel your authority without overt declaration. Silence communicates confidence more effectively than words alone. Controlled pauses between statements create gravitas, inviting others to respond to your pace rather than impose theirs. Controlled breathing is the foundation of this composure. Physiological regulation signals calm confidence and unshakable intent. Slow, measured breaths maintain focus, reduce anxiety, and project stability. When interacting with others, subtle control of body language reinforces authority, even in high-pressure conversations. Maintaining steady breath conveys internal mastery. Let each inhalation and exhalation anchor presence. Your energy becomes predictable, measured, and magnetic, drawing attention without forcing it. Stillness also protects against impulsive reactions. Observe before responding. Assess tone, body language, and underlying motivations. Let timing dictate action rather than instinct alone. Influence accumulates when others perceive self-control and calculated calm. Each pause is an opportunity to evaluate and choose the optimal response. Weak, react immediately to provocation. Strong, measure, pause, respond with clarity and intent. In social dynamics, small gestures matter. Subtle adjustments of posture, eye contact, and facial expression signal awareness and authority. Let your calm create tension that entices interest rather than pressure. Controlled energy communicates that engagement is earned, not demanded. Let the environment become an extension of your presence, each interaction a chess move executed with precision. Stillness does not mean inaction. Strategic observation allows for intervention at the precise moment. The silent predator waits, senses, and then acts decisively. By combining measured pauses, attentive observation, and controlled physiology, influence becomes a natural byproduct of presence. Your calm becomes the standard, your authority unquestioned, and your timing impeccable. Execute each interaction like a tactical operation. Let observation guide responses. Silence amplify impact, and composure convey dominance without aggression. Presence should be felt before words are necessary. Influence follows steadiness. Authority is projected through unshakable calm, letting others respond to your rhythm. Stand as a figure whose silence speaks louder than conversation, whose calm dictates the pace, whose controlled presence commands attention. Each measured pause, each deliberate breath, each still movement reinforces your position. Let your influence accumulate naturally, drawn to the quiet certainty of your being. I move with the power of silence. Influence is diminished by clutter. Every unnecessary connection, every lingering doubt, every distraction erodes authority. To maintain magnetic presence, you must act decisively, exercising what weakens your position. Emotional and social excess drain energy and reduce the impact of each interaction. True seduction begins with clarity of focus. Like a general surveying a battlefield, identify the elements that threaten efficiency and eliminate them. Each removal strengthens your influence and projects discipline. Hesitation undermines authority. Decisiveness signals mastery. Identify unworthy alliances. Not every attention carries value. Some interactions consume energy without offering insight or opportunity. Evaluate relationships and engagements critically. Prioritize connections that align with your goals, enhance your position, or provide meaningful insight. Let go of connections that distract or dilute your presence. Focus on those who matter, who elevate your influence rather than diminish it. Weak, engage indiscriminately. Strong, select intentionally, valuing depth over volume. Excise internal doubts. Mental hesitation compromises charisma. Self-questioning reduces presence, signaling uncertainty to others. Recognize hesitation as a vulnerability and confront it directly. Affirm clarity of intention, reinforce confidence through reflection, and act decisively. In discussions where opinions diverge, maintain posture, calm tone, and measured responses. Acknowledge alternative viewpoints without allowing them to destabilize your authority. Internal ruthlessness, discipline over insecurity, creates the foundation for external influence. Leverage scarcity. Absence enhances desire. Presence alone does not create value. Strategic restraint amplifies impact. By controlling the flow of attention and engagement, you cultivate intrigue and respect. Let interactions be earned, not assumed. Subtle distance increases perceived worth and influence. Weak, respond immediately to every request or message. Strong, prioritize attention selectively, letting absence sharpen interest. Scarcity operates like a drawn bow. Tension increases force and precision. Control your environment. Social spaces are the terrain of influence. Organize, prioritize, and navigate strategically. Remove distractions from your presence, both external and internal. Maintain focus on interactions that matter most. Visual and behavioral consistency reinforces authority. Subtle cues, posture, tone, timing signal competence and intentionality. Let every aspect of your presence reflect discipline and discernment. Influence flows to those who demonstrate order and purpose. Observe consequences. Every engagement has ripple effects. Relationships and attention invested without strategy diminish long-term influence. Eliminate obligations or connections that undermine focus or project inconsistency. Each removal is a step toward dominance of social and emotional territory. Project confidence through decisiveness. Let clarity and composure dictate who remains in your sphere. Authority grows when decisions are made deliberately, not impulsively. Refine your priorities daily. Review interactions, assess outcomes, and adjust focus. Maintain presence by reducing noise and reinforcing meaningful engagement. Treat attention and energy as finite resources. Allocate them strategically, like commanders clearing the field before advancing. Prepare internal and external terrain to maximize impact. Each calculated elimination strengthens positioning and project control. Practice consistent discipline. Emotional resilience and social selectivity are intertwined. Strengthen both through reflection, deliberate action, and focus on high-value interactions. Protect attention and energy from depletion. Observe, evaluate, act decisively. Let each removal enhance the clarity and potency of your presence. Execute ruthlessly, ethically, and deliberately. Let nothing distract from purpose or compromise influence. Treat connections, attention, and focus as strategic assets. Eliminate excess, embrace discipline, and project controlled authority. Presence becomes more magnetic when clarity is unwavering, attention is selective, and action is intentional. I cut what weighs me down and rise unshakable. Authority is not granted, it is assumed through deliberate action. Every movement, gesture, and tone communicates your place on the social battlefield. Your persona is your armor, your presence a weapon. Posture signals confidence before a word is spoken. Straighten your back, ground your stance, and let your energy radiate calm dominance. The first impression is often the last. Shape it intentionally. Dress functions as silent communication. Choices in color, fit, and style convey competence, taste, and self-respect. Weak, ignore visual cues. Strong, curate every element of appearance as part of strategic influence. Project strategic confidence. Each interaction is an opportunity to demonstrate mastery through measured presentation. Voice modulation communicates authority as clearly as words. Speak with clarity, avoid filler, and pace your statements deliberately. Silence, when interwoven with speech, becomes a signal of control. Eye contact is a tool, direct, steady, but non-threatening. Let subtle movements, leaning in, slight gestures, measured nods, reinforce awareness and composure. In moments of disagreement, maintain calm posture and measured tone. Acknowledge differing opinions without yielding authority. Strong presence converts tension into respect rather than conflict. The art of ambiguity is central to maintaining influence. Mystery compels interest and preserves control of perception. Oversharing undermines intrigue. Revealing too much diminishes authority. Allow others to invest effort into understanding you, creating curiosity and engagement. Controlled ambiguity enables you to shape interactions subtly, guiding attention without overt pressure. Weak, disclose everything immediately. Strong, reveal selectively, letting interest build naturally. By regulating information flow, you preserve strategic advantage while enhancing allure. Controlled vulnerability deepens trust and creates layered attraction. A carefully timed glimpse of human imperfection signals authenticity without compromising authority. Share experiences or thoughts that convey relatability while maintaining composure. In social or professional interactions, let moments of openness be measured, creating connection without losing perceived strength. Vulnerability functions as a tool, not a weakness, enhancing both respect and interest. Weak, overexpose personal doubts. Strong, share selectively, balancing approachability with authority. Presence is reinforced by consistency. Align gestures, expressions, and tone to create a coherent persona. Inconsistency signals indecision and diminishes impact. Each action and word should project the same strategic authority that your inner mastery commands. Let your demeanor convey competence and composure, creating a magnetic field of influence. Those around you respond to the perceived alignment of confidence, intention, and self-possession. Your environment amplifies your persona. Control how space, timing, and attention interact with your presence. Enter rooms with measured pace, claiming territory subtly through posture and orientation. Subtle cues, where you stand, how you move, and the way you position yourself in relation to others. Communicate hierarchy without explicit assertion. Influence grows when your persona is visible but never forced, commanding attention through subtle dominance. Maintain equilibrium between power and approachability. Projecting authority does not require intimidation. It requires clarity, calm, and control. Observe reactions, adjust subtly, and reinforce presence through deliberate gestures. Let your energy set the rhythm of interactions, guiding attention while respecting boundaries. Presence becomes the currency of influence. Use it strategically. Rehearse persona through deliberate reflection and practice. Mental preparation enhances outer projection. Visualize how posture, voice, and gestures convey mastery. Align internal confidence with external cues, ensuring that presence is coherent, magnetic, and credible. Each interaction becomes an opportunity to reinforce authority ethically and effectively. Command respect before speaking. Let every element of your presentation, appearance, voice, gaze, and timing communicate competence and strategic awareness. Influence arises when others perceive order, confidence, and mastery in your presence. Let ambiguity intrigue, selective vulnerability connect, and composed confidence dominate the social field. I wear my authority like armor. Precision determines outcome. Seduction is warfare, and victory favors those who act with calculated intent. Observe before you move. Every glance, every gesture, every subtle shift in expression is intelligence. Like a predator assessing terrain, note vulnerabilities, inclinations, and patterns of response. Awareness is the foundation for decisive action. Hesitation allows opportunities to dissipate. Clarity and timing create influence. Read the terrain carefully. Emotional cues are signals, not obstacles. Facial expressions, tone of voice, and body language reveal intentions and comfort zones. Recognize these cues without judgment, using them to navigate interactions strategically. In a conversation where opinions clash, maintain composure and measured expression. Let others reveal priorities while you observe silently, positioning yourself to respond with precision. Weak, react immediately to perceived threat. Strong, absorb, analyze, act deliberately. Calculated words are your tools. Language can pierce defenses more effectively than force. Compliments grounded in observation, metaphors that resonate, and stories that illuminate create impact without aggression. Select phrasing deliberately, aligning tone and cadence with intent. Let speech feel effortless, yet purposeful. Subtlety and timing amplify influence, converting attention into engagement. Weak, speak impulsively. Strong, craft statements that guide perception, inspire thought, and elicit response. Eliminate hesitation. Delay signals uncertainty and undermines authority. Confidence is enacted through timely decisions and clear action. When opportunity arises, act decisively. In social interactions, whether initiating conversation or responding to disagreement, clarity and promptness signal command. Decisive engagement demonstrates unshakable intent and enhances perceived competence. Weak, pause excessively or overthink responses. Strong, act promptly, letting controlled action define interaction. Integrate observation, language, and timing into a coherent strategy. Each move, each word, and each pause contributes to the larger pattern of influence. Approach interactions as tactical operations, aligning internal certainty with external execution. Presence, when coupled with decisive action, transforms potential into realized authority. Balance, subtlety, and assertiveness. Excessive force undermines intrigue. Passivity invites disregard. Let influence emerge from strategic observation and measured execution. Every engagement is an opportunity to apply skill, refine timing, and reinforce presence. Awareness guides action. Action confirms mastery. Control emotional impulses, maintain calm under provocation, letting composure reinforce authority. Others' reactions are data, not directives. Respond selectively, guided by intent rather than habit. Strategic restraint enhances effectiveness, projecting mastery over the interaction while preserving ethical boundaries. Combine patience with precision. Wait for signals, analyze opportunities, then strike with clarity. Tactical observation, careful speech, and decisive timing create the conditions for successful influence. Each calculated act compounds presence, transforming subtle influence into discernible authority. Act with certainty, guided by observation, articulated through precise language, executed with unhesitating timing. Let every decision demonstrate mastery of self and interaction. Your influence becomes inevitable when movement, speech, and intent are synchronized. I strike when the moment is mine. Desire is the engine of presence. Within you lies a wolf, instinctive, alert, driven by hunger for engagement, attention, and achievement. To command influence, you must feed this inner predator without being devoured. Energy directed with intent transforms instinct into magnetism, compelling attention and respect. Uncontrolled appetite scatters focus, weakens authority, and signals neediness. Channeling your drives strategically creates an aura of controlled power, a force that draws rather than repels. Embrace appetite deliberately. Recognize natural urges, curiosity, ambition, and attraction as resources, not liabilities. Let these impulses energize your interactions, infusing posture, voice, and expression with vitality. Subtle intensity signals competence and self-possession. Weak, suppress instincts entirely, risking flatness and detachment. Strong, harness urges ethically, letting energy flow toward purposeful action. A glance, a poised smile, a measured tone becomes the outward expression of focused appetite. Masters subtle temptation. Scarcity, tension, and anticipation are tools of influence. Absence amplifies interest. A measured delay heightens desire. Timing is critical. Reveal presence and attention strategically, allowing intrigue to grow naturally. Let gestures, humor, and conversational cues create tension without pressure. Weak, overexpose, saturating attention and reducing perceived value. Strong, modulate presence, allowing anticipation to cultivate interest. Controlled restraint becomes a silent amplifier of charisma, reinforcing authority without overt force. Self-preservation is essential. Predators survive by controlling hunger, not surrendering to it. Avoid overindulgence in praise, attention, or emotional reaction. Sustain equilibrium by channeling energy without becoming consumed by desire for approval. Boundaries protect power. Discipline maintains focus. In a conversation where temptation to over-explain or overshare rises, resist impulse. Calm restraint signals mastery and enhances attraction. Weak, respond reactively to impulses. Strong, measure engagement, balancing assertiveness with control. Integrate instinct with strategic action. Energy without direction dissipates. Focused desire becomes a tool of influence. Align drives with intent, using appetite to amplify presence, conversation, and relational impact. Like a wolf navigating terrain, move with awareness, observing cues and adjusting pace. Presence guided by instinct and tempered by control commands attention effortlessly. Observe signals continuously. Emotional reactions, body language, and verbal cues indicate opportunities for engagement or withdrawal. Respond with measured precision, allowing instinct to inform decisions without dictating them. Predatory awareness enhances adaptability, creating a dynamic equilibrium between desire and discretion. Sustain magnetism through discipline. Routine reflection, controlled exposure, and intentional action ensure that appetite strengthens influence rather than undermining it. Monitor energy allocation across interactions. Prioritize those that advance presence and respect. Let instinctive drive fuel sustained engagement without compromising boundaries. Reinforce power ethically. Hunger and desire are tools, not excuses. Channel internal energy to create intrigue, connection, and influence responsibly. When instinct is mastered, attraction follows naturally, and attention is drawn to controlled confidence rather than coercion. Presence becomes magnetic when appetite, restraint, and strategy are aligned. Feed the wolf, master the hunt. Every interaction is a calculated move on a board unseen by most. To influence effectively, you must see the entire battlefield before committing. Treat each conversation, gesture, and expression as a piece whose positioning dictates the flow of engagement. Strategic foresight is non-negotiable. Anticipate the responses, motivations, and desires of those around you, mapping their tendencies as a grandmaster visualizes the chessboard. Influence is cumulative. Every minor action contributes to a broader game of presence, attention, and attraction. Plan moves ahead. Think 3 steps forward, not merely in dialogue, but in emotional resonance and perceived authority. Consider how each word may affect perception, minutes, hours, or days later. A comment that seems inconsequential may pivot the trajectory of interest or trust. Anticipate reactions, both subtle and overt, and adjust posture, tone, and expression, to align with desired outcomes. Weak, react impulsively. Strong, project outcomes, then act decisively, aligning every move with long-term influence. Sacrifice to gain. Not every battle is essential. Sometimes yielding a minor point strengthens your larger strategy. Allow small concessions or moments of apparent vulnerability to build trust and reveal deeper patterns of engagement. These deliberate sacrifices enhance perception of confidence while directing focus to areas of genuine leverage. In a disagreement, maintain calm and allow the other party to claim temporary victory while you consolidate long-term advantage through measured action. Weak, insist on winning every exchange. Strong, discern when yielding enhances authority and positions you for a decisive advantage. Adapt like a grandmaster. Read body language, vocal inflection, and micro-expressions to recalibrate approach in real time. Flexibility is power. Rigidity invites stagnation. If the other party shifts energy, mirror their pace subtly, maintain control of tone, and guide interaction toward desired goals without appearing forceful. Observation informs timing, speech, and engagement intensity. Each subtle adjustment transforms potential missteps into opportunities for influence. Weak, continue rigidly despite cues. Strong, adjust fluidly, letting presence dominate through adaptive execution. Integrate foresight, sacrifice, and adaptation into a cohesive strategy. Every micro-movement, every word, and every pause contributes to overarching authority. Maintain awareness of patterns, not merely events, and act from a position of calculated insight. Influence emerges naturally when every action aligns with a broader plan, making interactions feel effortless yet deliberate. Refine timing and presence continuously. Each engagement is a rehearsal for mastery. Apply observation, anticipation, and controlled response to maximize impact. Let strategic patience and tactical execution combine, ensuring that authority manifests as a natural extension of your composure and insight. Influence is not forced, it is orchestrated. Align internal clarity with external action, treating each social scenario as a dynamic, evolving puzzle. Understand objectives, anticipate outcomes, and position your presence to guide attention and desire subtly. Every move is a strategy, every action a checkmate. Discipline is the architecture of magnetism. Every action repeated, every controlled habit reinforced, builds an aura that commands attention without effort. Your presence becomes inevitable because it is forged in the daily ritual of consistency. Treat your routines as armor. Your morning, your posture, your engagement with the world, all must reflect unwavering precision. When energy is relentless and focused, it radiates outward, drawing observers into your orbit. Weakness, hesitation, or dependence on external validation fractures perception. Strength commands respect and ignites desire. Daily conditioning is non-negotiable. Execute deliberate actions with exacting regularity. The way you move, speak, and project focus communicates far more than words. Habits become the skeleton of influence, internalized so thoroughly that attention and respect are drawn naturally. Each repetition reinforces authority, leaving no room for inconsistency. Weak, sporadic effort. Strong, methodical repetition that transforms actions into unshakable credibility. Mental resilience is your silent weapon. Desire respect strength, not need. Reject the pursuit of approval as a measure of worth. Anchor confidence internally. The seducer who depends on validation becomes predictable, his magnetism diluted. Maintain composure under scrutiny. Handle minor slights without disruption, and preserve emotional equilibrium as a fortress. If a colleague questions your intent or challenges your authority, Respond with calm acknowledgement, then redirect attention to the overarching objective. This demonstrates control without coercion, reinforcing your presence. Project relentless energy. Every movement, every glance, every word carries momentum. Lethargy repels, intensity attracts. Approach each interaction with vitality calibrated to context, ensuring that your engagement is felt, not forced. Channel anticipation, intrigue, and controlled enthusiasm to sustain attention. Weak, passive participation. Strong, intentional projection that energizes the environment and signals unyielding focus. Integrate conditioning, resilience, and energy into a cohesive personal strategy. Your aura is the sum of repeated mastery, mental fortitude, and consistent projection. Each day reinforces this structure, creating an imperceptible but undeniable gravitational pull. Social influence is not achieved by transient charm, but by deliberate, disciplined cultivation of presence over time. Recognize that consistency is itself a form of power. Unpredictability may entertain, but reliability under tension commands true authority. Calibrate intensity carefully, channel desire and energy without overextension. Predators survive by managing hunger. Similarly, magnetism endures when controlled, not squandered. Allow breathing space for reflection and internal reinforcement. Strength is both demonstrated and preserved. Fatigue or overexposure diminishes effect. Observe interactions, adjust approach subtly, and maintain energy aligned with overarching objectives. Discipline is desire refined into an unbreakable presence. Dominate without effort. Let your presence signal mastery before a single word is spoken. Imagine yourself as the apex predator, every movement precise, every glance intentional, every silence strategic. Others sense power not by force, but by inevitability. Your actions leave echoes. Your influence extends beyond immediate interaction, and your reputation grows silently through consistent demonstration of competence and control. Be the figure that commands attention because it cannot be ignored, not because it demands it. Create legend through subtle dominance. Do not announce your achievements. Perform them flawlessly and allow the results to speak. The memory of your calculated actions lingers, shaping perception without confrontation. Small victories compound over time, and those around you internalize your authority without questioning it. Weak, boast, or seek validation. Strong, let deeds become the narrative, letting others interpret excellence as natural, inevitable, and untouchable. Emotional immunity is your armor. Detachment does not mean indifference, but controlled observation. Do not allow others' moods, judgments, or desires to dictate your state. Desire follows a mind unshaken by external influence. When a colleague or acquaintance challenges your position, respond with measured composure, redirecting focus to the overarching objective rather than reacting emotionally. This signals unassailable confidence. Unpredictability in reaction erodes influence, while measured calm amplifies it. Command loyalty and awe through consistency and invisible authority. Influence is effortless when others sense mastery without needing to test it. Cultivate patterns of reliability, subtle guidance, and a presence that signals competence. Your tone, posture, and timing communicate control as clearly as any directive. Weak, over-explain or overcompensate. Strong, allow actions and quiet authority to set the standard. Those around you instinctively defer to your rhythm, understanding without explicit instruction that you operate on a higher plane of strategic thinking. Advance 3 moves ahead in every interaction. Anticipate reactions, prepare responses, and subtly manipulate the environment in ways that benefit your objectives while remaining ethical. Approach relationships as a long game. Minor concessions may secure significant influence later. Observe gestures, micro-expressions, and verbal cues to assess intentions. Adapt like a predator, calibrating approach to prey, shifting tactics fluidly without revealing your strategy. Preserve energy and focus. The apex predator does not squander its power. Rest, reflection, and selective engagement sharpen your edge. Engage fully only when it amplifies your presence or secures meaningful influence. Avoid overexposure. Absence strengthens perception, and scarcity reinforces allure. Every interaction, every choice, and every moment becomes a deliberate extension of your internal authority. Master yourself, and the world bows. Ascendancy is earned, not given. The throne of influence is claimed through discipline, calculation, and presence. Imagine the mind as a battlefield, every gesture a maneuver, every glance a strike. Your body moves with intent, your posture radiates authority, and your aura projects an invisible line of dominance. You are both predator and strategist, weaving tension and allure into a seamless performance where desire is drawn toward mastery itself. Every interaction becomes a test of perception, yet you operate 3 moves ahead, untouchable and unshakable. The final form of seduction transcends simple attraction. It is not about capturing attention or winning hearts. It is about creating an unchallengeable presence. Your consistency, confidence, and composure signal inevitability. Weak, over-explain intentions or plead for recognition. Strong, demonstrate mastery silently, letting your actions and demeanor dictate the narrative. Your words cut with precision, your silence commands, and your energy shapes the environment without force. Even in disagreement, respond with measured calm. If a peer challenges your authority or questions your plan, acknowledge their point briefly, then pivot decisively, reinforcing your control without hostility or defensiveness. Unified strategy fuses mind, body, and aura into a single instrument. Your posture, tone, and expression communicate competence before you speak. Subtlety becomes a weapon, controlled vulnerability strengthens trust, while mystery sustains intrigue. The chessboard of social dynamics requires anticipation, predict reactions, adjust approach, and capitalize on openings before they materialize. Sacrifice minor battles to gain strategic advantage, yielding temporary compliance to secure long-term influence. Adapt fluidly like a predator, assessing shifting terrain, reading micro-expressions, and calibrating timing for maximum effect. Weak, react impulsively or overshare. Strong, let strategy dictate action and let presence command attention. Harness desire and energy without surrendering to them. Appetite fuels magnetism. Controlled focus channels instinct into deliberate action. Scarcity sharpens allure, tension amplifies engagement, and anticipation creates a gravitational pull toward your presence. Protect mental and emotional boundaries. Attraction thrives in the tension between availability and reserve. Those who encounter you instinctively respect the line between approachability and authority, yielding influence naturally. The ultimate reward is instinctive. Desire orbits mastery, influence becomes effortless. You are seen as a figure whose competence and magnetism are inextricable from their very being. Your presence shapes interactions before they begin, and others internalize your authority without testing it. Momentum builds with consistency, precision, and calm calculation, turning every encounter into reinforcement of your apex status. Command yourself, and the world yields. Every day is a battlefield, and mastery begins with your. Claim your space, sharpen your presence, and execute rituals of discipline as if each moment were a decisive engagement. Approach every interaction with strategic intent. Posture, tone, and gaze must project authority before a single word is spoken. Weak, Scatter focus across trivial pursuits. Strong, concentrate energy on deliberate actions that reinforce your influence. Let each gesture communicate confidence, each pause command attention, and each word resonate with purpose. Daily conquest is not optional. It is the foundation of your power. Cultivate habits that reinforce inevitability, conditioning mind and body to operate in synchrony. Observe how subtle shifts in demeanor shape reactions, how consistency generates trust, and how restraint amplifies desire. Approach every environment as a chessboard, anticipating moves, adjusting to variables, and securing advantage without coercion. When someone challenges your presence or questions your direction, respond with calm decisiveness. Acknowledge facts, pivot to strategy, and maintain unshakable composure, demonstrating mastery without aggression. The mantra of control is your mental sword. I am the master of my mind, the hunter of opportunity, the throne of desire. Repeat it until it becomes instinct. Let it guide decisions, sharpen focus, and reinforce boundaries. Weak, rely on validation from others. Strong, rely on the internal compass of strategy, discipline, and presence. Through this, influence becomes natural, flowing from the authority you cultivate within. Your aura signals capability, your energy draws attention, and your consistency renders hesitation irrelevant. Legacy is built in silence as much as in action. True power is subtle, absolute, and self-sustaining. Seduction evolves beyond interaction into a way of being. Your presence becomes the metric by which others measure opportunity. Your composure sets the standard for engagement, and your mastery commands attention without demanding it. Every decision, every ritual, every calculated movement compounds to form an unassailable reputation. Others observe, measure, and respond to your authority instinctively, aligning with the presence you project rather than testing it. Own your throne daily. Apply rituals with precision. Let mantra guide action. Construct influence as naturally as a predator navigates terrain. I am the master of my mind, the hunter of opportunity, the throne of desire.